And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day here of the Maestros of the Game playoffs day number 2. I'm of course Shy VIP with you and joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my plushies no plushies this time. No room for plushies, Smudge, but by these players, of course, by both Zoun and Bunny, as we are getting ready for our first series of the broadcast. Welcome one and all to the playoffs. Day 1 was yesterday, where we did cover the upper bracket, but now we're here with the lower bracket. We're here to determine who will be eliminated from the tournament and who will be able to advance on and be a part of the main event over in France. Over in Paris. Let's go. Let us go. Again, we have our first matchup ready. Before we get too ahead of ourselves, bam, you can see here the bracket itself. You can see that in the upper bracket we have a Clem and Rainer. Clem took down Classic, Clem took down Hero, and Clem is up against Rainer in the upper bracket. That is going to be at the main event. That's going to be at the offline event. Likewise, Rainer took down Cyril, took down Zoun, and Rainer is up there as well. When it comes to the lower bracket, though, we're here to start eliminating players. We have Hero versus Showtime and Bunny versus Zoun. A PvP and a TVP. 2 best of 7s, not best of 5s, best of 7s, and that leads us into the next round, into Cyril. Now, as a reminder, we did make this announcement previously during the RSL cast, but Classic has forfeited. Classic, he should be a part of the bracket, but Classic has forfeited. Unfortunately, Classic, he has cited some health issues. We have heard nothing too major, but due to some health issues, he will not be able to travel for the main event. He will not be able to travel to France. So because that, Classic has forfeited his spot, and that means that of our 5 players, we will have an additional player to be able to make it through. To make it through into the main event. Now we're jumping in our best of 7, and here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Magnatha, we have the South Korean Terran player. Oh, there we go. South Korean Terran. We have the blue Terran representing Team Falcons. It is Bunny. And, oh, there he is. Let's go. He's locked in, Pappy's locked in. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Team Vitality. It is Zoun. Oh, he's in the void, Pappy. He's lost in the void, but here we go. We have our TVP, and if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we get into our best of 7. That's a lot of games, Fabi. It's a lot of games. Of course, we just wrapped up with the RSL with the rival StarCraft League, but now the StarCraft continues on tonight into Maestros of the Game with 4 best of 7s. Oh boy. Let's go. Let's go. Your comments that trouble? No shot. No shot. There we go. Your comments that trouble. So yeah. It's as I mentioned before, it's for a lot of the other casters, they don't typically do much when it comes to the production side of things and setting up overlays and setting up for a cast like this. It's fine. They do their own thing. It's all good. For now though, we get one thing that we take our pride in: the production, the overlays. Shout out to Kuro, by the way. Shout out to Kuro for handling all of that and for making everything work as smoothly as possible. Shout out to Kuro. As we have a double gas open out of Bunny, going for the faster factory. Typically Bunny in this matchup is known for hyper aggressive builds, but as we load into Magnatha, we're expecting something more economic, something more standard, something more mid-game oriented instead, is what we're expecting here out of Bunny. Meanwhile, Zoun across the map, going for his own standard opener himself. Just going for a standard opener, nothing crazy, nothing too wild, just ensuring that everything's on the up and up. how does the second bracket game get handled? It's going to be the loser of several series goes up against, gets like knocked down. It's going to be like almost like a little mini group. Think of it that way. Think of it that way. So the loser of several series will have a second chance, as they'll go up against the winner of this series. Yeah. So it's going to be Hero versus Showtime. Winner goes up against Cyril. Loser goes up against the winner of this series of Bunny and Zoun. So think of it like a little like mini group, like a GSL group almost. As hopefully everything's okay. Looks like we might have some technical issues. Maybe it's latency related. We have been getting a lot of latency related issues in this tournament just because of the player cams and the systems that they have with that. So sometimes players, they've been requesting to turn off their cams just to help with latency, just to help with the lag. So it's been happening a little bit from time to time. Otherwise, very quickly, I wasn't able to catch the... There we go. I wasn't quite able to catch the vetoes. So we have our format here. It's going to be Game 1, Maganatha, Game 2, Ultra Love, Game 3, Tokamak, followed by Pylon, Persephone, Sandworm, and Gressvan. Okay, interesting lineup. We did get rid of Golden Wall, so Golden Wall was removed. Likewise, what other map comes to mind here? We have Ultra Love, we have Pylon, we have Tokamak, we have Maganatha. Oh, one of the other maps. True. Oh, that's way back in.
Game resumed.
So we are back in. Right, it was the new 3 maps. It was Golden Wall, Gressvan, and Sandworm. Sandworm's in. Sandworm is in. Oh, Incorporeal, that's it. Oh no! Trying to force friendly fire, quick reaction out of Bunny. Very nice, as he does avoid that friendly fire. But that's it. So Incorporeal and Golden Wall were removed, were vetoed for this best of 7. Behind this, we have our extra maxes on the way, going and setting up for the mine drop. Here we go, where the mines are being sent across the map as we speak. And we'll see what Bunny can get done. He does have his Reaper Hellion to harass and to threaten the natural, and of course the mine drop for the main. Ooh, hallucination does spot, does confirm, as Zoun is aware. He's ready. Likewise, does he force field up? Ooh, Sentry goes down. Yeah, Sentry barely not making it to that shield battery. We'll snipe the Hellion. Yeah, shield battery's within range. The mineral line is safe. Meanwhile, the mine drop is coming in. Where are we headed? Going for the natural. Yeah, what the mine does deviate. Unloads. Boys are pulled. Oh, the mine shot! The mine shot's gonna go off! No! The mine shot does connect. Woo, catching 3 probes. That could have been so much worse. Aye. But only 3 workers go down. Zoun, he defends. He does deflect. And Zoun does survive. Survives back at home. Does shut this down. Bunny still trying to be active. Does at least keep the medevac alive. But shouldn't really get much more. Down to 2 Marines. Down to 2 Marines. Behind this, we have our 3-1-1 setup. Tank production has begun. Add-ons will have been to earlier upgrades, so earlier stim here from Bunny. Interesting. The earlier stim. Yeah, it wasn't Marines, it was the Reapers that did escape and will threaten the main. But for the most part, we're building up into a longer game. Bunny is getting eBay for +1, and after the 3rd Rax, we should soon be working on that 3rd CC. As you can see, Bunny is set up. Tank in the main. Tank soon to be at the natural. Ready for any kind of counterattack. Zoun just expanding, just chilling, droning, saturating. We're building up into a longer game. Nothing aggressive here yet. Oh. Good. So there's an extra series? No. Same amount of series. Same amount of series. It's just instead of Classic versus the winner of this series, it's going to be the loser of several series against this series. The winner of this series. Again, basically the only change is with Classic forfeiting is the loser of several series has a second life. Has a second chance. Second chance. As we do get 1-2 probe kills. Whereas otherwise it wouldn't have had another chance, right? The loser of several series would have just been eliminated. Oh. As Bunny does start his move out, so bearing in mind he is not all in, he is expanding. The observer will confirm the CC on location. As Bunny does pressure. Is Sterile Line after this? No. It's going to be Hero versus Showtime after this, and then several series. I mean, he's on after in a sense, like it. Just a little bit later in the evening. Sterile is later in the evening. So set your alarms, maybe like in 3 hours. Remember, this is the best of 7. Best of 7. Zealot Rame nicely done, does hit the CC, will delay. Kills the SCV, trying to force a cancel. The bio does respond. Bonnie turns back around. And again, Zanny's just happily mining on 3 bases. Now is the time to expand. There we go, 4th base is on the way. Nicely timed 4th base out of Zoun. As we're building up into the mid-game, Storm is done. High Templar are ready. And we'll see if Zoun can strike the 3rd. I'm sure he's going to be quite tempted, waiting for his War Prism. Then he can move out. Move out. And Zoun does move out. He does push. Zoun does confirm the defense as well. We do have 5 Widow Mines surrounding the army. I don't see Zoun pushing into this, so he doesn't. So for now, he's just probing. +2 has begun, getting more upgrades. Zanny's posturing, but it looks like he has no intention to really dive into this setup. Bunny's looking pretty well secure, pretty well fortified. He's looking fortified. Zoun taking up into his bay, into Colossus. 5th expansion's on the way. Nicely timed 5th. Oh no! Jeez. Nice time 5th base. The Prism has to be so careful. Panned away for a moment as the Prism was going further into the army. Calm down, buddy. Calm down. Not like this. Oh. Let's break in. Pick yourself a couple of key units. He's getting deja vu from Zoun versus Cure earlier today, which is where Zoun did lose his Prism full of 3 High Templar. It's brutal. This Bunny does wrap around. Zoun going for the CC. This time he should force a cancel. Yeah, the base is low. And Bunny is building up into a longer game. Again, he attempted to expand. Zoun's rotating. Rotating over. Gets 9 SCV kills here at the natural. Nice damage here by Zoun. Does get some solo damage. Second Robo's on the way. Building up double Colossus production. Building up the Colossus. And all the Zoun has to do is just chill. Just chill, calm down, max out, refine his army, build up to critical mass of Colossus. Does not need to push into the siege line. Zoun, yeah, he does get EMP'd. As I mentioned, he does not have to push in. Bleeds out a lot of units. That's a chunk of Zealots falling. Yeah, that was 11 Zealots and 2 Stalkers going down for free. As I mentioned, no need to push into this. You get this guy. Calm down, Zoun. Calm down. Now, there is a need to push into this, and there would be fourth base. This is where Zoun should rotate, pressure the fourth, and delay the expansion. As Zoun moves in, Bunny, okay, he's nearby. He is nearby. Can we kill the CC? CC's getting low, but will escape. We'll get away. Yeah, Bunny's ready. Zoun does have a flanking High Templar. Oh, it's quite moving in. Oh! Does go for the drop. Storm does connect. Lands both storms even. Not bad. The army softened up. Zoun, he does have an opportunity. But Zoun pulls away. Zoun pulls away. Waiting for +3. 4 more gates. From here, he can get a sixth expansion. Zoun can get another base. He connects. And Skytoss. Okay, we're going for the Stargate. With this, we can go for the Fleet Beacon into Skytoss if the game can slow down. Ooh. Storms are connecting. Bunny does tank the Storm. The Ghosts are very low. Viking Storm coming in. Vikings, that will reset the Colossus count. Is there enough on the ground? There is not. We need more reinforcements. We need more Zealots. Storms are landing, but again, not enough Zealots, not enough gateway units. Zoun, he will lose everything. No War Prism. The reinforcements are so late. They're so delayed. We needed these Zealots earlier. Bunny takes the fight. Takes the fight. Again, Zoun, he had no reinforcing gateway or War Prism. Bunny in a better position. Zoun, it takes a long time to rebuild all those Colossus. Second starport's on the way. Oh, links in. Sin gets a tank. One of the tanks. Liberation has arrived, and we're turtling. At this point, we're just turtling up. So Bunny, he's getting into his ideal composition. It's going to be Ghost Liberator. Ghost Liberator is the ideal late game. Zoun should be working on the Fleet Beacon. I'm a little bit surprised he hasn't. This is an oversight. This is an oversight, I should say. Is that he got the Stargate. Where's the Fleet Beacon? Where's the second Stargate? Where is the +1 air attack? With Bunny turtling up like this, Skytoss is the correct answer. Now he throws down the Fleet Beacon. Now he throws down the second Stargate. Now he can start those upgrades. This is like, what, maybe 1-2 minutes late. So late transition here from Zoun. That does mean that there's going to be a window in time where Bunny will have the greater army. Once he builds up his Liberator count. Still getting there. Oh, speaking of, gets one, gets two. Nice snipes. And so crucial that Zoun keeps the Liberator count low. He keeps it low for as long as possible. That will stop Bunny from moving out. As Bunny needs those lives, speaking of, he once again gets 2 more Liberators. A massive storm. Storms are connecting. Colossus move in. Vikings, where are they? Yeah, barely any Vikings. And Zoun, he just goes for the kill. He goes for the kill. He sees an opening. The Liberators, again, they're just too far back. For the first 2 Liberators to go down, that was just a brutal start. And from there, GG gets called. Zoun, he finds an opening, he breaks on through, and Zoun takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. I was concerned for Zoun. I was concerned for his ability to get into it and transition into a longer game state, but Zoun, he was able to catch 2 Liberators unattended. He caught 2 Libs unattended. We saw that Bunny, he was out of position, he had to respond, and he lost another 2 Liberators after that as well. His Liberators, they went down early on. With that, there was no support for his army, and Zoun just snowballed out of control. GG. GG, well played. With that, so now getting into game number 2, we're going to be loading into Ultra Love. We go from one of the smaller maps to one of the larger... Sorry, we go from one of the larger maps into one of the smaller maps in the map pool. Oh, here we go. As up next, we're going to be loading into Ultra Love. Now, it's on these smaller maps where I'm going to be favoring Bunny that much more. I do feel like he has the opportunity to be more aggressive here, to be in the face of Zoun and try to break him early on. And that's the Bunny that we know and love. Like, Bunny, he thrives so much more against Protoss in the early to mid game with all-ins, with early timings, early aggressive builds. Go. Here we go. There we go, as we're getting into our next game, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the South Korean Terran player. At the South Korean Terran, we have the Blue Terran representing Team Falcons. Oh, down in the series, but it's a best of 7. We got plenty of games ahead of us. It is a Bunny. Bunny. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. Oh, hello, SCV. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss for Team Vitality. It is Zoun. As we're popping up. Here we go, because Bunny, he does get behind the mineral line, going for the proxy racks. At the same time, Zoun going for the proxy gateway. Let's go. I believe this should be proxy 2 gates, so proxy 2 gates out of Zoun, as we will soon have the money for it. Oh, no, Bobby. Now is not the time. We're in the middle of the all-in. We're in the middle of the cheese. We need that second gateway. Ah. So one of the other casters is struggling, unfortunately. How is not the time? Ah, no.
Game
there we go. So we should be able to jump back in. And again, really crucial moment here at the start of the game.
Game resumed.
As the proxies are upon us, there we go. There's that second gateway. Now, who do we favor? Who do we favor in this position? It's going to be very awkward here. The Reaper, I believe, hits first. I believe that Reaper will hit first. We'll get into the mineral line, and there's going to be nothing at home to defend, so workers will slowly go down. At the same time, there's going to be nothing at home for Bunny to defend either. So we can end up in a weird base trade. Technically, Zoun could recall. True, he could recall a unit back home to defend. Oh, he scouts! No shot! He scouts! He sees the racks! He will disrupt the build, and now he knows. All he needs is a shield battery. Oh my god. As yes, he does take a lot of hits. Behind this, the pylon's already in position. Cybercore is on the way, and we will need a shield battery in the main base mineral line. And again, he can always recall one unit back home. Or the shield battery might just be enough to buy time, and then you just commit. There's nothing here. The zealots are coming. Oh boy. So again, in my mind, Zoun can move in, he can focus down and break through that front door. I say that we do have a full wall. The factory is still in production. Remember, the factory, because it's in production, cannot be repaired. There's also moving forward. Reaper does hit the main. With good enough controls, Zoun, he should not lose much. Shield battery is late, is what I will say. We should have expected that earlier. No probes are falling yet. Yep, zealots have arrived. Bunny, now he knows. One probe goes down, it gets one probe. Toys are being pulled. Factory is delayed. Delays the factory. Depot should be repaired, but here come the Stalkers. And with help of the Stalkers, you can focus on the SCVs. Yeah, Widowmine production. Going for the Widowmine. Will delay the bunker. Gets one, gets two, gets three SCVs. Oh no! Oh my god, almost gets four. Reaper does race back home. Another SCV goes down. He makes it. No, he busts in. He busts into the bases. Going for more workers here. That is going to be 6 worker kills already. Stalkers, he almost gets surrounded. Almost. More Stalkers have arrived. We're supply blocked. No shot, buddy. Supply block just now. He breaks out. Barely breaks out of the supply block as he's losing more units. Thankfully. But this should be game. This should be game. This is game-winning damage. Getting 12 SCV kills. Ay, ay, ay. No mining in the main base. Just one mule. Reaper is going to be targeted. Reaper goes down. Another little mine does bar. We just have to avoid the mine. And GG. GG gets called. With that, Zoun will take a 2-0 lead in the series. Whew, GG. GG, well played against Zoun. We rolled the dice, we gambled, Papi, and in the end, pulled out a win out of Zoun, as he was able to just cripple the economy and cripple the setup back at home. Bunny, unfortunately, gambled himself, and his Iraqs was across the map. One build's definitely better than the other there in that kind of specific situation. There was nothing for Bunny to do, especially because he got scattered, right? If he got unscattered, if he didn't get scattered, if he was able to get into the main base, without his opponent being aware, then maybe that's a different story, maybe, but it was just really unfortunate that Zoun was aware ahead of time, so mentally he was prepared, and likewise physically as well. GG. With that, we're getting into our next game. With that, Zoun does take a 2-0 lead, and now we're getting into game number 3. Let's go. Getting into game 3. Go. As we are getting into the rest of our setup here. Yeah. Getting into the rest of our setup, getting into our next game. And, Jesus, the pressure is on. The pressure is on. I mean, it's still best of 7, so we do have a little bit of breathing room. We do have some room to breathe, but here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the blue Terran player. We have the blue Terran. We have the South Korean Terran down heavily in the series. Can he bring it back? Can he bring it home? It is Bunny. Bunny. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. The red Protoss representing T Vitality. It is Zoun. Let's do it again. Let's run it back. Let's run it back, Papi, as the Rax has been thrown down, and we are setting up for the Proxy Reaper across the map. Again, we're not really set up for any kind of add-ons here. Gas is being taken behind this, and Zoun is scouting. Wow, Zoun, he is scouting. He does check the linear third base location, does scout further out, and he may actually see this. Oh boy, it depends where he goes from here. Where does he go from here? He's checking. No, he's checking. He checks. He confirms. He finds the Rax. He responds. And with that, he is now going to get ready back at home. Should be getting ready with that shield battery. The Rax will finish, for sure. The Rax will complete. But Zoun won't be caught off guard. He will not be caught with his pants down. The pants are up, Pappy. The pants are up. They're tightened. The belt is out. Let's go. And so here we have the initial Zealot. Zealot is here to buy time to chase. Buy time for the Cybercore, to buy time for the Stalker. So Reaper does move in. Stealth is out. So far, Zoun, he reacts well, pulls away the weakened workers, and he shouldn't lose any probes. Oh my god! Yeah, shouldn't lose any workers here. I say that the probes are getting low. Oh my god, very, very nice control here by Zoun. He controls well, doesn't lose any workers. We'll lose some mining time, of course, but only mining time. And Bunny's forced out. Whew, he is forced out of the bases. Reapers, they rotate into the main. Back at home, we do have our CC on the high ground. Again, Bunny, he's transitioning. He's building up out of this, getting into a longer game. But overall, this is a better start for our Protoss player. Better start for Zoun, as he can just comfortably get into his builds. The Rax isn't really doing anything, so he's not making any add-ons, not making any Marines. And Bunny is going to buy a not mech. It's a bit of a breath of fresh air, of course. We did cover a lot of mech previously. Earlier today we were casting Maru, and there was a lot of mech involved in that series in Maru versus Classic. Thankfully, less mech here. Thankfully. It's back at home. Bunny's getting into zone 3, 1-1 setup. 2 more maxes on the way, 3 in total. From here we have a mine drop. 3 runs into the main base. No major damage here as 1 probe does fall. Sorry, 2 probes do fall to the 1 mine. Damage is down so far, he's keeping up. He is defending. And we do see Zoun going for a faster charge on 2 bases. Sorry, I was a little bit engrossed in the game. Zoun, he's not going for his 3rd. Delayed 3rd base into a heavy charge, heavy gateway explosion as well. Very dedicated here on 2 bases. Now, I believe the goal here is that Zoun, he's reading Bunny to go for an all-in. If Bunny were to commit on 2 bases, then Zoun would shut him down. Bunny, he has scouted the gateways. He is aware of what's going on. Bunny should not push. Even if he wants to, Bunny should expand from here and play it slow. Otherwise, he'll be giving Zoun what he wants. Remember, Zoun, he's delaying his expansion in favor of charge and storm. So a big delay here on the economy for Zoun, which means Zoun wants to fight. So don't give him what he wants. Don't give it to him. Bunny, there we go. 3rd CC. 3rd CC's on the way. Thankfully, Bunny is expanding. And Bunny just has to take it slow. It doesn't feel good, but the reality is, if Bunny is active right now, he will run into a wall of zealots. Speaking of, like, Bunny, he cannot be aggressive. Bunny does not have map control. Drop play is fine. You can go for drop play. That's okay. But he should not be committing. CC is delayed. Double jump does break out. Headed towards the main. Walkers are building up. Storm is almost done. Oh, the Observer does get eyes on the double drop. Ay, ay, ay. Bunny, he spots it! Yeah, he does spot the Observer. Keen eyes there to Bunny. Observer goes down. Bunny knows. Bunny knows that Zoun knows that Bunny's out here. So Bunny, he rotates. Now Zoun does know that Bunny knows that he's... So in the end, Bunny, he just retreats. He just retreats, he races back home. Getting his own third base. Bunny does set up. So the siege. That was a bold blink. That was a punish blink, actually. As Zoun, he would lose almost everything. Yeah, the blink was not it. He gets punished by the tanks, by the marines, by the bio. And Zoun is in trouble. Storm is ready. Widowmines are on cooldown. Tank was unsieged. Tank does go down. And Zoun holds. Zoun, he's holding on to 4 storms. Zoun is perfectly fine. And Bunny has to get the hell out of here. Does not want to overstay his welcome. Bunny has to respect the storms. Pulls out. Zoun moving in. Zoun is on the chase. He knows he can win the fight. Speaking of, here come the storms. Oh my god. Yeah, brutal storms on the Marines. The bio army just crumbles. We have some lackluster storms over there. Oh no, he goes back into the storm. Never mind. He goes back into the storms. Now, thankfully, where are the zealots? Where are the reinforcements? They're still on the way. So, delayed reinforcements. Bunny survives. Not the cleanest hold, but a hold nonetheless. From here, we do retreat, we back up for TC, and we're going to slow things down. Once again, we're going to be slowing down the game. Bunny getting into his own bio ghost setup. Meanwhile, Zoun likewise getting into his own, eventually, Colossus play. We are missing the Bay, I will say that. The Bay is late for Zoun. So, late Bay, late Colossus. We'll see what Bunny can get done. Here's his force back. Bunny is still looking for a way in. Storms are coming in. Ooh, yeah, bold move, massive storms. The army clumps, and Zoun, he will lose everything. Zoun, he will lose everything here. Every ghost does full. Vikings as well. A brutal fight. Oh, Zoun. Bunny, he attempts to reinforce. Nice line connections. Widowmines do connect, but Halas is going to be chased back by the High Templar. There's so far only one ghost with the army. There's no energy for EMP. Once again, Bunny force back. Zoun is once again going to be threatening. And now he does not have to push in. Behind this, he's expanding. He's expanding, getting on the base. There we go. Second Robo's on the way. Now we finally have Colossus production. I will say this is one of the key parts of Zoun's army that is missing. But finally, he is getting there. And Bunny, he's secure on 4 bases. Secure. Outside of a couple of storms connecting, like, he should be able to defend. But we have seen Bunny take some massive storms to the face. So, hoping that Bunny calms down and pre-splits. Storm does graze the army, nothing major. Nothing major. Now once again, oh, running a dive. Just poking away at the army. Once again, Zoun, like, he has no intention to, like, commit into this. Just about poking in, landing a storm, getting a couple of key pickoffs. Both armies are maxed out. And Bunny can start being active. He's got a lot of ghosts. She also has EMPs. As Colossus have arrived. Bunny now taking up into Liberators. He's getting there. Sound is moving in. From here, I mean, we spoke of this last game as well. I'm a little bit surprised we're not seeing like a Stargate, a Fleet Beacon. Not saying that Zoun necessarily needs it, but being set up for Sky Toss is the ideal. To have that ready to go. So this is just rotating. Oh, catching up some ghosts. 2, 3 ghosts. 3 ghosts going down, not bad. Better pick up at a Zoun. Storms, Jesus, they do connect. It's actually a decent chunk of Marauders going down. Another storm! Oh no! The Marines, they stand in the storms. Oh god. Marines do fall. Bunny has to retreat. And more storm have arrived. Oh, mainly on the Vikings. Jesus. Bunny runs through the storms. And the Colossus can clean up. Yeah, the Colossus can clean up. That's going to be every ghost going down. There's 1 ghost surviving. Sorry, 2 ghosts even. Barely to survive. Down goes the CC. Down goes the mineral line. Storms are brutal, and Zoun, he will dominate this fight. Yeah, he's going for the kill at this point. He's going for the kill. This was the fight he was looking for. He landed so many storms. 4 medevac goes down. GG gets called, and Zoun, he will take a 3-0 lead in the series. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Very patient play, a lot of posturing. A lot of posturing here on Tokamak. We saw a lot of rotations. We saw Zoun. He never quite committed to anything. He was always just poking in, landing a storm, pulling out, picking up a couple of key units here and there, until that final fight, of course, where he was able to land almost every single storm. Some brutal connections. Something that I found really interesting, I don't know if you noticed, but he actually focused the Vikings with, I want to say, 3 storms. Like 2 to 3 storms did connect. Once the Viking out was reset, the Colossus, they reigned supreme. He did take note that the Viking out was low. There were only 7 Vikings, and they went down real fast and real quick. GG. GG, well played. With that, Zoun does take a 3-0 lead, and now I believe we are getting ready for a break. Yes, we are getting ready for a break here, so we're going to be going on a short 3-minute break, and when we come back, when we return, we will have the remainder of the series. And I'm hoping for back and forth. I'm hoping that Bunny can start the comeback, but the pressure is on. The pressure is on. The pressure is on. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon after the break. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Maestros of the game, lower bracket round 1, second day of the playoffs. Welcome back. We are halfway through. I say halfway through. We're most of the way through our first series of the broadcast. Bearing in mind, tonight we have 4 best of 7s. 4 best of 7s, and we have our first matchup here between Bunny and Zoun, and I hope Bunny is okay. Hope the smoke isn't too real. Again, we are mid-series, but Zoun is up 3-0. Zoun is up 3-0. Zoun is looking very in form. Is looking very comfortable in this series as well, and Bunny has been having a very hard time against Zoun. The pressure is on. I'm hoping that we can make a series out of this. I'm hoping we can get a game 4, a game 5. I'm hoping we can go the distance, but things are looking bleak, and oh boy, we'll see. We'll see if we can go further from here. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Pylon, we have the red Zerg, sorry, the red Protoss player, the red Protoss himself, leading the series 3-0 and 1 game away from making it through into the next round. It is Zoun. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran representing Team Falcons. It is Bunny. Oh boy. And again, Zoun, he's currently up 3-0. Bunny's been having a hard time, but welcome to Pylon. Pylon, what are we known for? Pylon is known for aggressive builds. Pylon is known for all-ins. Pylon is known. This is the place. This is where you pull the boys. Pappy, pull the boys. Now, we have seen relatively passive play out of Bunny so far. I say passive, like he has been attempting to go for certain pushes and certain forms of aggression. We had a proxy in 1 game, for example. Sorry, proxy in 2 games in a row, actually. Last game did begin with proxy Raxes, but the proxies have been found time and time again. We've been taking the wind out of Bunny's sails, and this might be the time to ramp up that aggression, to be more in the face of Zoun and potentially catch him off guard. Hope so. Do hope so. So now we do have our standard openers. Economic starts out of Bunny, going for a single Rax into CC. There's no factory, not here, as there's only 1 gas. Only a single gas geyser opener. Totally convinced Marines think Psystorms is raining coffee or something. I mean, it is quite difficult to constantly be on top of your bio army to make sure that it's pre-spread and pre-split and you are not vulnerable to storms. It takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of attention, takes a lot of APM. It's not easy, not easy. Not easy. So now we're building up. Building up back at home. Twilight Council opener out of Zoun. Zoun is poking out, but I believe, yeah, the bunker is done. CC will complete, and Bunny should be fine. Should be fine here. What we're keeping an eye open out for is extra Raxes. Extra Raxes, early tank production, and no stim. So eyes are on Bunny. See, this is where he goes for an add-on swap into Cloak Banshee into a third CC into Mech. we have yet to see Mech out of Bunny here this series, and I'll be honest, I don't think I've seen Bunny play Mech against Protoss yet. I say yet because I feel like it's only a matter of time until that starts happening, but we'll see. 2 more gates out of Zoun. Zoun going for a 3-gate blink. Very safe build. Very safe. There's the add-on swap. We're almost there. This nation does scouts. Does confirm the add-on swap in the 1-1-1. Here come the Banshees. And we're waiting to see the next production building. Ooh, committing into tanks. I believe we can throw down 1 more Rax, and we could attempt to commit a little bit harder. Oh, faking Cloak, okay. Does go for a fake out, interesting. Snipes the sentry, very nice. A little bit too far back from the shield battery. Bunny gets a nice pickoff. Banky just I was gonna say he's banking up a lot of resources, and he is indeed playing Mech. Let's go, let's go. I said it, it's only a matter of time. So for the first time this series, now this is not the economic greedy form of Mech that we were expecting. If you remember, I was waiting for a CC followed by 2 more factories. Instead, we go straight for the factories. No third CC. This is quite aggressive. This is quite committed here. This might actually turn into an all-in. We'll see if Bunny does eventually expand, or if he goes for a more aggressive build with this Mech. Problem is, it's going to take some time to really get into those upgrades. To macro accelerators. Server does move in. Mech didn't help Mara versus Classic. If you watched that series, I mean, we were covering it, we were casting it. Game 1 was really close. Like, game 1 honestly should have been Mara's game. Like, Mara, he played quite well. It was very intense between the 2 of them. But I would also say that Classic is, you can make an argument that he's the best Protoss player in the world, so Classic was always favored against Maru. Here I would say the skill between these 2 players is closer. But he gets scouted. Yeah, he does get scouted. Game 1 was the best game of the series. For sure. Game 1 was crazy. But yeah, this is looking like a 2-base all-in. I'll be honest, like, there's no CC. Here comes the move out. Magfield accelerators halfway done. Now remember, Zoun, he scouted this. Zoun knows. He knows what's coming his way. He's aware. No expansion. Like, this is not the build that Mara was going for. This is not the same style that Mara was showcasing. This is hyper aggressive. So still waiting for the upgrade. Like, the reason why this is an all-in, yeah, straight up 2-base all-in. We're not stopping Marine production. Even though this is Mech, we're not stopping Marines. Why? Because we need everything we can get. And no additional SCVs. Yeah, the boys are being pulled. The boys are being pulled. 2-base all-in out of Bunny. It's all or nothing. What do we have? Okay, so we have 3 Banshees, 4 Cyclones, 3 tanks, 16 Marines. The Marines are only there to buffer. Zandy does engage ahead of time. Zandy, slow this down. Zell say attempt to catch reinforcements. If not, just go for a counterattack. But we need those Zells defensively. He runs into the Banshee. Now moves in. Storm of the Marines, Storm of the SCVs. Very nice storms. Oh my god. Storms do connect. Where are the Zealots? Zealots are late. Zealots are a little bit late. They now trickle in. And here we go. With the help of the Zealots, we will clean this up completely. Shutting this down. The all-in has failed. And Zoun, he will claim this series as he shuts it down completely. Remember, there's no expansion. Oh, very late third TC. This is a desperation third. Bunny, he's desperate. This was a crazy build, but remember, Zoun scouted this. Remember, Zoun, he saw the factories behind the mineral line, which screamed 2-base all-in. So Zoun, he was aware. He was ready. And no defensive tanks. There's no defensive tanks here. Zoun, he can just A move in. There's nothing to stop him. He can just send it. Yeah, speaking of, goes for the dive. Gets one Cyclone. Gets a Banshee. Gets both. 3 Cyclones left. And he's getting the mineral line as well. Yeah, the mineral line will fall. It was a cheeky build out of Bunny, but this build does rely on not being scattered, is the problem. Like, as with all all-ins, of course. It does rely on your opponent not being aware of what's going on. The pants were not down. Oh, no. They were all the way up. And with that, Zoun, he shuts this down completely, takes down all the Cyclones, takes down the Banshee, GG gets called, and Zoun will claim the series 4-0, advancing on to the next round. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Zoun, he will claim it here, will take the series. Again, was the best of 7, and with that, Zoun looking very in form here. I appreciate that Bunny did showcase some different builds from time to time. He was able to, he actually had quite a lot of variety to him. We, of course, saw Mech, the 2-base all-in here in the final game, of course, but we had a lot of proxies, a lot of proxy Raxes. We saw some standard macro play out of Bunny as well. But in the end, GG. In the end, GG well played. In the end, Zoun does take it. And with that, that's our first series in the books. We still have 3 more best of 7s tonight. Oh boy. Who's up next? Bam! Here we go. As you can see here before you, we have Zoun taking down Bunny. Zoun is waiting for his next opponent in the next round. Up next, we do have a PvP between Hero and Showtime. Let's go. Hero vs Showtime is going to be coming up next. Winner of that goes up against Cyril. The loser of that series goes down to face off against Zoun. So we have 3 best of 7s remaining here. Again, it was going to be Zoun versus Classic, but Classic did forfeit his spot. Classic, unfortunately, is unwell and was told not to travel due to some medical issues. So is unable to travel. That's why Zoun. Sorry, that's why Classic did forfeit. And it's also why the loser of Cyril's series will have another chance. We'll have a second life. For now, though, we're going to be going on a break. We're going to be going on a longer break here. And when we come back, we'll have our next series. We'll have that PvP. See you then. See you then, man. See you then. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon, man. See you soon.